Hello and welcome and good day to everyone. I'm very excited because we're doing episode 2 of Rocky Balboa and the team is back together. We're all here. Kyle has got off his bender. He entered the Betty Ford clinic and he's back.
I needed time to heal.
That's right. Well, Kyle, we're happy to have you back because we know this is one of your favorites.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not my favorite, but it's in the top half,
Okay.
top quarter.
Some of the emails and comments that we got will refer to the last episode that you weren't a part of. So I would like to hear your thoughts on some of the comments, just because that's what we talked about. And yeah, I'd be curious to hear your response
Yeah,
to those. Okay.
yeah, for sure.
And Katie, welcome.
Thank you. It's happy hour time for Katie, so
Oh, wow.
I need my wine. So cheers to Canada Day.
That's right. At the time it's recording, yeah, again,
Cheers.
we record almost about a week before the episodes come out. We're actually recording a little bit later into this week. I was away last weekend. We usually record on Sundays, but I was gone Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was in Houston, Texas. Yeehaw.
And aren't you glad to be back in good old Canada?
Yeah, well, I'll say this. The Southern hospitality was great. Everyone was, minus the TSA people, everyone was very kind down there. The TSA was horrible. Okay,
oh, Houston's bad too. Yeah.
Oh, they were horrible. So really quickly, so there's one guy. I go up to the self checkout. I admit I'm a bit of a luddite when it comes to self checkout. I usually go up to the counter. I go plenty of time. I don't need to rush. I just go up to I talk to humans, check in. They give me the ticket, and off you go. Especially when I have to check luggage, like the big luggage.
You might as well, yeah.
Might as well. But that being said, I went up to this young individual and I said, "Hey, do you mind helping me check in?" He's a worker. I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you do your job." Anyways, and he was like, he was tapping the screen. It's kind of a visual, but he was tapping the screen like this, like, and he wouldn't look at me. He tapped the screen, looked away from me. Tapped the screen, looked away from me. I'm like,
wow.
"Oh, looks like yeah." He goes, "Oh," I said, "I'm trying to be, like maybe he's having a bad day. I don't know." And I'm like, he just seemed. It was almost like I took him from his break room, pulled him out of the break room to help me. Like he was standing by the machines, like where he works.
Yeah, that sucks. Like it's a bad attitude. You are probably right. There's probably something going on inside his head
Sure.
that's like messed up, but at the end of the day, you still have to do your job, and you still have to treat other people with respect. So,
but it almost took effort to have that. It would have been better just to go, just quietly do it. Just no emotion. Just,
he made a point so that you knew how annoyed he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the next part was going through the checkout, and you know how the TSA security, it's always kind of a little bit, wow, we got to hurt you, buckets, choose, they're yelling.
You don't want to be the person holding up the line.
Yeah.
You got to be quick. Yeah.
So there was a bucket area available for me to go, but it was like person, and then there was empty space in the front, but I couldn't see it. That wasn't like, it's my first time checking out of Houston. So I don't know where to go, so this TSA female agent goes, "Right now over here." I'm like, "Oh yeah, of course." So I go over there and put my stuff in and everything, and I'm not looking at her or my bucket. I'm now kind of looking to the screening, to get zapped or whatever. And she directs her conversation to me. All I hear is, "But you pointing at my bag." So my brain, your brain fills in like, "Oh, she was speaking to me and pointed at my bag." So my brain filled in the gobbledygook, and I thought she said, "Is that your bag, or is that your tray? Is that your bucket?" So I answered the affirmative, like that.
Like, is there a bomb in here?
Yes.
He's like,
almost. Okay. Well, I don't know what she said because I said yes to because but you're panicking, right? You want to please.
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever that is, it's sure it's me. It is. And she goes, "Well, get it out." And I'm like, "Oh." And then I said to her, because I wasn't carrying a laptop or anything. I had my
That's
phone.
what she asked you, though.
Or liquids,
but yes, but she says, "Well," so she picks up the bucket, slams it down, says, "Well, get it out." So then because I didn't understand what she so I said, "Oh, what did you say?" She wouldn't look at me. "What did you say?" Didn't look at me. "What did you say?" She didn't answer, look at me. She looked away from me. So I picked up the bucket and I put it right back on the tray. like on the
Sure.
on the conveyor belt. So if you're not gonna answer my question, what I'm asking that you think is my bag, then I'm gonna put it right because I knew in my bag was a hoodie. So anyways, that was my TSA experience. So.
You see,
Well, boy, yeah.
Denver TSA are much nicer. When I
What?
was in,
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean,
they're way
I can
nicer.
only speak for. I mean, and every airport is different. Sometimes they want your suitcase in the thingy. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes,
Sometimes there's shoes on, sometimes there's
yeah.
not.
Yeah,
It's always shoes off, but I don't know. Yeah,
Not
you're
every
right.
airport. I forget where it was. I did a recent travel.
Well, in
Where was
America, you have to keep your shoes on
it?
unless you
It
have.
might have been a Canada to Canada
Yeah,
flight, and it
it was.
was no
Yeah,
shoes.
in America, you have
Oh,
to. But
I take off shoes if they're dress shoes because there's usually metal in them, and then they set
and
off
it'll
the metal
get. Yeah.
detectors. Yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, Denver. I'm like, don't you take my electronics out? And the guy's like, nah, it's fine. Like,
Yeah, and it depends on who's working. But
yeah,
so yeah, I can't speak for Texas, but I'm just generally speaking, no offense, Texas, but you're Texas.
yeah,
And also just you're probably used to people being nicer
yeah,
up in
maybe.
Canada. I actually
they're kind of
just
bricks here too, actually.
well, I just
Yeah.
saw an article. I know it's a trope that Canadians are nice, but I just saw an article. They're like, they really are the nicest people in the world. Like whatever study was done, you guys are nicer than
Oh,
everybody
well,
else.
thanks. Well, no, yeah, Marble Mouth. You know who else is nice? Rocky Balboa. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get to the trivia, I'm excited to do trivia for the Rocky Balboa because it's been a while because we did 20 episodes of Rocky 5, so we got through the trivia pretty quickly. I almost forgot that we were doing it, and I'm excited. This is the last one, last time we're going to do this. And also the good news is we have the bonus questions
Mm.
that will also be tagged into this season as well. So even when we're done Rocky Balboa, the film, the bonus questions start. There's 5 per film, so we'll have an extra. So yeah, we got more episodes with questions this season, so we're doing good. Okay, but before we get to that, we have some YouTube and email comments, and again, I'd like to hear Kyle's thoughts on some of these that bring up some things that Katie and I talked about, and our listeners, of course, said XYZ to some of those statements.
We have a YouTube comment from Eccentric Views, and he says, I was never a fan of this film, but hopefully, after watching this season of your podcast, it might grow on me. Fingers crossed. I think it would have been much better if Sage and Talia were in it, perhaps including a family member with a serious illness or life-threatening injury requiring urgent, expensive surgery would have provided a stronger justification for Rocky's fight to fund the procedure. Also, the film was made about 7 to 8 years too late. Sly was just too old.
Yeah, all fair points, really. Sage, he did die in 2012, so he could have been in it. I think the reason why, and we'll get to this scene, of course, is the big rainbow speech. I think it would have been too close to home has Sage acted opposite his dad during that scene, because I think that's a conversation that Sly had with Sage at some point.
I think too. In Rocky 5, Sage was a pretty handsome man or boy. Adult Sage, not so much, from what I remember seeing. I think he wanted Milo or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Milo Ventimiglia.
Yes, so Milo is probably a little better on the eyes, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's funny. Milo looks more like Sly than Sage does.
Yeah,
he does. That's definitely true. Yeah, the serious illness about needing to fund something as a justification versus Rocky just like needing to do it for himself. It's very, very Rocky 2-esque, you know?
Yeah. Or it's like I kind of like 5 was like a lot about the finances and the money and stuff. So it's like, granted, there's a lot of time in between those two films, but I like that they kind of moved on from that. Like you saw Rocky kind of living a little more comfortably, and he was kind of in his element and stuff. Like his life was actually going okay on paper, other than Adrian passing away, of course. But like at least money wise, he was doing like okay. Like he wasn't rich again, but he was doing fine. And you know, but sometimes if you're doing okay on paper, it doesn't mean you're really doing okay. Like there's something missing from your life, and I think I prefer that personally. Also, if Adrian was still in it, that would be awesome, but she wouldn't want him to fight. Like,
yeah,
she
I have
didn't want him
comments
to fight.
about it later.
Yeah, no, good point. Good
He'd have to be in a coma for him to be able to get away with going in the ring.
Absolutely. This was about the beast in the basement, and he got it out.
Oh, hey, Hector, our favorite wrestler here is here, and he actually said what I said. maybe I heard this and it didn't come just from my brain, but he did say that Stallone did say during the promotional tour that people would read too much into that relationship between the Rocky Robert Sly Sage. So it would have been too on the nose, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
they would have to change the storyline, like how Rocky molested him or something like that.
Oh God, no! Don't.
No, I'm just joking.
If Adrian had the woman's cancer in like if we saw her alive with the woman's cancer in the 6th film, the tagline could have been Adrian fights for her life with cancer. Rocky fights for the insurance money. Or I don't know, something like
Only
that.
in America.
Yeah,
Only in America.
That's true. Not in Canada.
Yeah. You know what? I don't. Maybe it's just me, but did you guys ever wonder what he's referencing when he says woman's cancer? Because that could be a number of things.
I think it's breast. I think he's too shy to say breast.
But it could be uterine or cervical. It could be all sorts of things.
Well, let's name all the woman parts.
That's what I'm saying. Am I the only one that's like, well,
I always just took it that
cancer.
I always just took it breast. But you're right. It could have been ovarian.
Yeah.
He didn't use condominium, so it could have been HPV turned into cervical cancer.
Yeah, exactly.
If it was ovarian cancer, he should have called it Ovaltine cancer. And that All right. Alistair said something here in our chat. He goes, I remember reading the Sly magazine. Oh, yeah, the Sly magazine, where Stallone was pushing an early draft of the movie. He was also doing the Contender reality show and having a bit of a Rocky renaissance prior to this film being made. So I guess that might have been in reference to what Eccentric Views Gino was saying about it. It was a little bit late. And I think Sly would have liked to have done this earlier, but his career had stalled. His professional career had stalled, so he had to recreate himself a little bit. And yeah, I think all things being equal, he would rather have done this when he was 50, Vice 59. Sure, I agree.
Yeah, you're right about the Contender. That brought him back into prominence. I fucking loved that.
It was a great that first season was actually legit a very well done season. Objectively, it was a fun show. Yeah.
Sergio Mora, I still remember the dude because I was a fan of his. Sergio Mora won, and he was my guy in the show.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. Thanks, Gino.
We have a comment from Pil Sung Korean Kickboxing. Rocky Balboa and Rocky 2 often trade places as my favorite in series. Rocky 2 holds a special place for me as it was my introduction to the franchise, sparking a sense of nostalgia. Plus, it boasts the more iconic training montage. The opening ambulance scene, complete with the opening credits and Bill Conti's music, is also a standout. I too really like the opening to Rocky 2. Very 70s. Yeah. He says, I guess I'm assuming he. However, Rocky Balboa resonates with me on a deeper level. As a fighter, more specifically a martial artist and kickboxer, I identify with Rocky's journey. I've had to stop fighting because of a serious back injury, but I still feel like I have one more round in me. There's still stuff in the basement. I also really liked the final fight in Rocky Balboa. It has a more realistic, grounded feel compared to the others, which was on purpose, right? Like the HBO fight. That said, you're right. Antonio Tarver's portrayal of Mason the Lion Dixon lacks the charisma needed for a truly compelling antagonist. Do you have any thoughts about this, Kyle?
Yeah, that is a good point. There isn't really a villain in this movie. Like the age promoters are kind of like dicks, but they're not villains. Mason is he's just being himself. Like he's not likable, but he's right. Yeah, it's a battle within yourself. So it's like the beast in the basement's the villain, I guess.
Yeah. Time and letting everything go out of his life and loss of his wife, all that stuff. Yeah, the emptying of his journey as a human on the planet, almost like peace with his life.
Yeah, and having to rebuild his relationship with his son too. But yeah, just living in the past, all that good stuff. So he goes on to say, and that speech to Robert, it's not about how hard you hit. It's an absolute emotional knockout. It really is. There's a few times that this movie, I know that Stallone got some award praise for his role in Creed, but there's some really good scenes in Rocky Balboa that get me teared up,
Oh, yeah.
So Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not even one of them. But there's just some times that I'm like, oh, anyway.
She didn't leave me, Paul. She died. Yeah,
died.
I know. Yeah.
He also says, in my view, Rocky, Rocky 2, and Rocky Balboa form a satisfying trilogy if you disregard parts 3 through 5. The only potentially confusing point might be Duke's role as Rocky's trainer. Yeah, for sure. If you didn't have 3, you'd be like, or 4, I guess. Like, why is Duke now training Rocky?
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, I concur.
Well, he
You
almost
could
looks so
swap out-
different. Go ahead, Kyle.
So you could swap out for Jimmy or Mike instead of Duke. That guy was
Jimmy
good.
Gambino.
He'll come back.
Oh yeah, as much as he hates Sly, he'll still come back for it for sure.
People love money. Money is awesome.
Yeah. Alistair asked a good question here. He says, Ryan, did you watch the trailer of this film prior to the film being released, or did you go in blind? To be honest with you, I don't remember because it's been a while since the movie obviously came out in the theaters. I suspect the curiosity would have been too strong for me to go in blind on this. I usually, for movies that I'm sort of indifferent about, or like, oh, sure, I'll see it. I don't watch trailers. Like, there's a trailer just dropped today that I'm very curious to see, but I won't, for the Running Man remake. Like, I want to, which is funny. It's not a remake because it's actually based on a book, so you can make it. That's how I look at it. It's another reimagining of a novel that came out first. But anyways, that being said, I'm curious what it's going to look like. But no, I already know I'm going to watch it, so I'm just going to go in blind. So I usually just go in blind because I don't want any scene spoilers. But I suspect Ryan back then would have. I don't know how I could not have watched some sort of film or scenes of Rocky at that time. So I would.
Well,
say
sometimes you can't avoid it. Like if you're just watching TV and a commercial comes on and it's the trailer.
Especially back then.
Yeah.
Back then there wasn't streaming internet trailers like there's today. Yeah.
I can't remember though, because I know that I probably saw that trailer on TV and I was like, oh, but I don't recall if it gave away that Adrian was dead or not.
Yeah, I don't think it would have, and I don't even recall what scenes they did show. Probably him in the ring. Oh yes, I did see the trailer. You know why I know I did see the trailer? Okay, it just came to me when Rocky says to Tarver, "It's more like the '70s."
I love that line.
So that there you go. So I did see because
Mhm.
I knew that line before, but I think they did a pretty good job not spoiling too much. But though I knew Asia wasn't in it because of all the stuff he used to read on the like film and stuff, that Talia was already gave the approval not to worry about her character. Yeah, like she gave her blessing to Sly, and yeah, sounds good for the story type thing. Yeah,
I remember watching small video clips of like previews of the movie, like just random ones. Like I saw him going to Robert's work. And I saw the part of the scene where they go on the tour and they go to like the ice rink that'd been torn down, stuff like that. I hadn't been following Sly pretty much at all for forever, and I was floored by how old and how different he looked.
He does look very different.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we talked about his Lego hair and his HGH face is pretty big. Yeah, because he actually his face or his head kind of calms down in Creed. Funny enough, like he looks more natural, human aging. But the HGH makes your head bigger and stuff. I think, yeah.
And he's just like he's really big. He's like hulking.
Yeah.
In this one.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now we have one comment from Tim and Gia Main. Hi guys, great episode. Mayweather would have made a great opponent. Oh, so Kyle, Ryan and I thought Mayweather should have played the antagonist in this.
Yeah.
However, it was like it wouldn't have worked given Sly's size at this time. That's a mismatch. But what Sly used to look like, they would have actually been a bear.
Mayweather's so skinny though. He's so small. Like he's even like Sly from like Rocky 3. I think Sly from Rocky 3 would be like the closest to Mayweather, but he'd still outweigh him by quite a bit, I think.
Yeah. Well, this is a suggestion comes up in one of these emails about another contender. I'd be actually curious to hear Kyle's thoughts on this person because I don't know what he looks like off the top of my head, but I've heard the name.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I agree he would be real. I agree he would realistically have been too small, Also, for his WrestleMania fight against The Big Show in 2008, he was reportedly paid $20 million.
Oh, so what you talked about that, Katie, where he would have asked for a lot of money. So there you go.
I knew that about Floyd.
So now the
yeah.
WWE can afford that. But here's the funny thing, because I didn't know about that. Ironically, had he got paid less for the Rocky film and took it and agreed to take it, let's say, he would have been. It would have been more of a memorable performance for him. Like nobody talks about the Big Show wrestling match, but so for him, it's all about the paycheck, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he cares.
Yeah.
He was reportedly paid $20 million. If that was his going rate for a few days' work, I don't think the $25 million movie budget would have been enough. It would have been great though. Keep up the good work, guys. These are new commenters, so thank you for commenting, Tim and Gia.
Yeah, we got some comments here. It's great. Hector says he agrees with you, Katie, that Sly's performance is better in this film than any of the Creed movies. Interesting. Well, that's what Hector said. Okay. He also said that the Sly magazine spoiled Adrian's death. Sly had been putting notes in the magazine. I guess he was trying to hype the movie up. So there you go. I suspect people probably did go in not knowing, but most Rocky nerds at the time would have. I'm pretty sure I knew at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Louise agrees that Mayweather is way too small. And lastly, Alistair says the Mayweather fights at 140. Sly's head alone weighed 140 from the HGH. So
yeah. I feel like he fought at 160 at one time.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Or maybe I made that up. 155. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I think Sly in Rocky 3 was probably like 160 or something, or 150. Like he was really skinny.
Slimmer build, very defined, but he was he wasn't beast mode. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We now have an email from Michael of the Screen Nerds podcast. Hi, Ryan, Katie, and Kyle. Glad y'all made it to Rocky Balboa. I really enjoyed this film, and I even covered it on my podcast back in 2023. I got to see it in theaters when it was first released in 2006 while I was living in Seattle. A couple of thoughts from this episode. Personally, I never had a problem with Antonio Tarver. I thought he was fine as Mason Dixon. I can see y'all's perspective on how he's not as compelling as some of the previous fighters. I do think real boxers can work in films if you have the right person.
Okay, stop there. That's the point. Mm-hmm. I feel like he wasn't the right person. Like he's serviceable. Like it wasn't like he was. I can't stand him. He's not really divisive. Even Tommy Morrison was divisive, but at least Tommy had some sort of personality. Like there seemed to be something there. Like there was something. At least with Tarver, there's nothing to talk about. That's the point. Other than the fact there's nothing to talk about.
He's just there.
He's a prop, basically.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's a great point, Kyle. Now he brings up an alternative. Here's a thought for an alternative: Roy Jones Jr. Yeah, that would have been good. He says he's a former middleweight and heavyweight boxing champion with lots of personality and charisma. He was one of the announcers in the Tyson. Was within that Tyson fight.
Jake Paul.
Yeah. He was one of the. He and Rosie Perez and somebody else were the announcers.
That's right. I'm looking at him now. He does have that. Yeah, he's got that charisma look on his face. Some of these poses as him as a fighter back in the day, that cocksure attitude. Yeah. Boy, that's a great one.
Yeah, good call. It said he also had a few acting roles before 2006, so he had some experience in front of the camera. Plus, he would have been 37 at the time of the film. Just a thought. 37 would have been a little too old, though, right? Like he would have looked younger. He could have played younger.
He could have played 32.
Yeah. Just a thought. I agree that Mason Dixon seems somewhat like a version of Floyd Mayweather. Just like his cockiness and
he's also kind of. I think Floyd Mayweather's boring to watch. Yeah, it's a hot take, but
it's not a hot take. It's because he's so good, nobody can ever. He's so skilled that it never is like that exciting of a fight.
Yeah, he's like very technical, doesn't take a ton of risks. Like, I think so. It's like in that way, Tarver's like Mason Dixon's kind of similar. Like he's also boring, and I shouldn't say no one likes him, but
So Michael says that he's looking forward to seeing what's in store this season. You guys, this is the last one. I know.
So I'll have to do 40 episodes this
Give Kyle the over under.
No, I think Kyle was going to say, "Thank God."
Like that guy in Rocky 3 after the Thunderlip song. He's like,
That's right.
"See you next year." Thank God.
Oh, he is in this movie still.
That's right. Yeah, he was in 2, 3.
Was he in
Oh,
2?
yeah, he was drawing the picture, the painting of Apollo working out.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right. That's right. We have another email from Hector. Hector, are you still here?
Hector, you still there? Did you
The
tap out?
The subject is, where's Kyle? Hi, guys. Hopefully
No,
Kyle.
no. You read it wrong. You read it wrong. Read it again.
Where's
The
the
title.
Kyle?
Where's the Kyle? Where's the Kyle?
Kyle?
Where's the kid?
Oh,
I don't see the kid.
totally missed that.
I know, it
God,
took
I
me a
suck.
second. It took me. No, it's not you. When I first read it too, I thought it was a grammatical error. Like, where's the Kyle? But that's where's the kid?
Where's
I
the
don't
Kyle?
see the kid.
Good
Where's the
call.
Kyle?
Where's the Kyle? Good one, Hector.
Yeah, I like it.
Hopefully Kyle is there and hasn't aged 20 years.
You won't have to look to find me. I'm here.
So we had inquired. He's answering something that we questioned last time. So, okay. Yes, I was one of the luchadores on Ray Donovan. There were 3 luchadores who actually wrestled. I was the one who wasn't a little person. Ryan, great memory. You're right. I mentioned that in an email a few years ago. That's awesome. So Kyle, this is in reference to, he had a really interesting email that he wrote in last time about like some of the behind the scenes stuff. With
the money, we talk about Carl Weathers and him not wanting his likeness to be paid for shown. That was a great discussion.
Yeah.
I recommend going back and actually listening to that email, Kyle. It's a really great insight on how that works for actors behind the scenes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
He goes on to say, just wanted to comment on Rocky's egg eating fail, which was a deleted scene and probably should have stayed that way. However, while thinking about it, I realized it was just placed in the wrong spot. Him spitting the eggs back up should have come in the morning after he sees the cartoon fight with Paulie and asks Robert if he wants to help with the training. But before he has the beast inside me talk with Paulie, this would show him scraping the bottom of the barrel a bit more and would have gotten a payoff during the montage. I fully agree, because in the montage later, he successfully drinks the eggs.
Yeah, but I don't know if the director's cut shows that. So that's what we're going to find out. So, Kyle, the director's cut shows is weird. It just shows him arbitrarily drinking raw eggs for breakfast at the beginning of the film. No context. He just decided on a whim, I'm going to try drinking raw eggs like I did 30 years ago when I was training for Apollo. I'm just going to do it by myself. Nobody's watching me. You know how it is. And then he spits it out. It was
introduce
pandering.
I remember seeing that. Yeah. Like I remember that deleted scene where I thought he was just doing that for the film. Like
for sure.
You know, like he did, because he swallows it for real in Rocky 1.
Yeah.
But I thought when he was doing this one, he's like, okay, well, we'll do that, but then I'm not actually going to swallow the eggs. Like,
but the problem is the character does it in the film at the very beginning while he's getting ready in the morning. But why?
Yeah. But then he does it later when he's actually training.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the director's cut, the problem here is that we got from the email is that in the theatrical cut, he doesn't spit out the eggs in the morning. That's not in the
right.
This is in the director's cut. So it's a very odd thing to show Rocky arbitrarily taking raw eggs for no reason other than just, I'm going to try the cycle after 30 years for no reason. So he's saying it would have been better had he tried it during his training or after he saw the cartoon fight. Well, I'm going to start training again, and just, I can't do this. Yeah, that would have been funnier.
Yeah, I fully concur, Hector.
So.
And then lastly, he says, anyway, thank you for reading my emails. Keep punching. And thank you, Papa Stallone, for inspiring and motivating us all over the world.
Before you get to that, he's referring, I think Hector's hilarious. He's referring to that random Instagram guy that came on and said that Sly it inspires him every day.
So this is a bad memory.
Yeah. Yep. So this is Hector playing up to the fact. So Hector is also now praising Sylvester Stallone for inspiring him daily. Okay, there.
A bit of a troll.
Yeah.
For inspiring and motivating us all over the world to have a great hair, not fake hair that falls off when you dive into a pool. You are the greatest, and I'm so proud to call you my pops. I named my kids after you. The girls don't mind too much. I wish you would receive my mail because I sent you a Father's Day card. The kids made me a banner that reads, "We love you, Papa Frank." Thanks, Hector.
So thank you, Hector. That's great. And I think you might have missed something from Michael going back to his email. He did bring up the fact that Million Dollar Baby was just released. I don't know if we read that part. Can't.
Oh, yes. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Speaking of realism, I don't know if it played a role or had an influence, but this film came out a few years after Million Dollar Baby was
Mhm.
released. That film was very grounded and realistic, so maybe it influenced Slide to make this film a bit more realistic as well. That's
Very
a good
possible.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, 'cause that's the era. No, that's fine. That's the era of like, yeah, things are more grounded now. It's not the '80s anymore, and that was the whole idea. But look, I'm not surprised Rocky Balboa's fight's more grounded because even Rocky 5 was more grounded because Rocky 3 and 4 was ridiculous, over the
Mhm.
top fighting, Drago, wrestle matches with Hogan. So yeah, so it's not surprising that 2000s slides like, okay, well, we can't, I can't fight Thunderlips, I can't fight a giant robot, so yeah, it's going to be more realistic. And the reason why too is that HBO was going on. We'll get to that. We'll get to HBO. Okay, here we go. Trivia questions. Great comment. Boy, great comments this week. Nothing from Andy Grew, which was nice. Okay. I miss you, Andy. Hope you're doing. He's on vacation right now. I think he's a teacher. So
That would mean, yep,
yeah,
that tracks it. Summertime.
he's enjoying his summer break. Yeah. All right. Here you go, guys. You got your pen and papers. You ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Question 1, play along at home. Remember, don't answer until we get to the end of the episode. Who says, "What are you doing with that pig?" Who says, "What are you doing with that pig?" Oh, boy. I'm having a brain fart here. I'm trying to think of the scene. Okay. What is little Marie's kid's name?
We get bonus points if
Well, I got the nickname. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's
It
the actual
is
name.
nickname. No, sorry, it is nick. This was the little kid's nickname. Oh, phew.
Okay.
I only know the nickname.
Oh, I did write both here.
I did too. That's why I
wow,
wondered,
good for
do we
you.
get bonus points?
No, you get a pat on the back though. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you don't have to say. You guys don't have to help me because I really don't know the answer. I'm gonna get. Well, don't worry about it. I just try to remember the scene. You don't even have to say who's in the scene. I'm just trying to remember the scene of when that dialogue was said.
Oh, the
What
first
are you-
question, do you mean?
Yeah, like without even saying the characters' names of who's talking,
Mhm.
male, female. Like, what was this? If you think it's a cheat, don't worry about it. I'm just trying to remember a pig. I remember there's. Oh, I see. Okay, there's no real. Okay, what is the name of Mason Dixon's manager that asked Rocky to fight Dixon at Adrian's restaurant?
Oh, I wanted the other one because I know his name. Damn it.
Mason Dixon's manager that asked Rocky to fight. Well, I know who's played by AJ Benza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I forget his name too, but I interviewed AJ Benza. If you guys remember that.
Don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. I still am going to release those. I think I'm going to release the interviews like for like a weekly, maybe when we're done the series, just as a bonus. All the interviews I did, and AJ Benza was one of them. Yeah.
Dang it! I know his like old trainer. I know his name. Okay.
I forget his name too. Boy, you know what's funny? I'm not going to do very well this season. I think Rocky Balboa is my least viewed.
Same.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. It's the
Did you
last
just
one.
recently watch it? Have you recently watched it? You talked about watching it recently or
Mhm.
going to.
Yeah.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I haven't seen it since probably I covered on Going the Distance. It's been a while.
I haven't seen it in a it's same. Yeah. Because
Okay,
I think
all
I
right.
joined. Is that when I
Yep.
joined? Were you
I
guys on
think
the
you joined. You joined. That's what Ruben. You ever think about retiring, Ruben? Well, he did. He retired. I think during like the start of that season.
You really wanted
quit.
someone with hair, right?
That's
to take his
true.
place.
That's true. Just to be fair to Ruben, it took two of you to replace him. Just so you know,
It's true.
So, yeah,
It is true.
He's my brother after all. Who says? Oh, sorry. Who says? Oh well, he don't believe in you. Welcome to my world, buddy.
Boy,
Oh boy.
Oh, you guys don't know
What
that
happened?
one?
Well, who would say that? Who doesn't? Oh, okay. All right, I got it now. Okay. Who says, quote, to beat this guy, you need speed. You don't have it. Okay, finally.
That was Adrian's ghost.
That was.
Like on Star Wars.
I know we talked about that. We should have the end of the rocket, like just like Adrian's ghost, Mickey's ghost, Sage Stallone's ghost. You know.
Will you repeat number 4 again?
Yeah, 4. Sorry. Yeah. Who says, "Oh well, he believe in you. Welcome to my world, buddy." It's the buddy part that's throwing me out because I have a feeling I know who it is and who they're talking to, but I'm like, I don't know if that person would call that person buddy.
That reminds me of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure when Napoleon is at the bowling alley. And the guy's trying to get him to pay because like the kids left Napoleon there and he was stuck with the bill. He's like, you gotta pay, buddy. And he's like, Buddy?
That's right. Oh, that's been a long time since I've seen that film. Okay, number 6. What does Steps say he wants to name Rocky's dog at first?
Are we doing
How many are we doing?
Oh, sorry. Do we just do 5? I'm so used to doing my Rambo one right now where I'm doing 10. So my apologies, folks. If we do 5, that's 10 episodes. Okay, you're right. My apologies. Boy, you guys breathe down my neck harder than
I God dang it. I'm not going to. And I even recently watched
it. Because I'm doing the Rambo trivia there, Kyle, on my Rambo podcast from Rocky as well. Sorry, from Rocco as well. And we do 10 per episode. So that's what threw me. Okay, my apologies. Okay. All right, so we'll get our. Yeah, I probably got 2 out of 5. I think. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, without further ado, we'll start the episode, and then we'll do the trivia answers at the end. We might have to do 10 if we're not too careful with the bonus, or we can even do the bonus in one day, really, as a whole episode.
Mm-hmm.
Really. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. All right. And so this is So Kyle was in here. So Kyle, this is the director's cut. We have the director's cut. This is This is the official. We want to thank Gino for buying me a copy, and I have the copy of that movie on my computer now. So thank you, Gino. And it's the official 4K director's cut video file. So it's really cool. Okay. 1 second. There we go. Okay. So we last left off. Rocky finishes breakfast. Oh. I think we missed something else in the email from Michael. If you read it, I might have missed it. It's okay, Katie. He talked about how, or somebody talked about how in the director's cut they took out him feeding the candy. In the theatrical cut, Rocky fed candy to the birds.
Yeah, that's right.
But they don't show it in the director's cut.
So a close-up of Rocky feeding the birds candy along with the seeds, and the scene with Rocky taking care of Polly, which wasn't in the theatrical version.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Michael. I don't know.
It's the wine. You work all day and you're drinking wine.
The 4 drinks that I've had already.
Don't drive after this, please, Katie. So
no, I like 4 sips is what I meant. Like I had
sure.
4 sips.
Sure. But yeah. Anyways, that's because I remember saying to you when we were doing this, I thought he threw candy in there. So this might happen. Little scenes like this where. Mm-hmm. With those slight little changes. So there's not only is the director's cut inserting deleted scenes, it looks like there's just different little scenes that weren't in the, or vice versa.
Yeah. And I have a hard time seeing it. Sometimes it's dark on here, but like, is that a thing people do? Why would you put candy out for squirrels?
It's Rocky.
That's a Rocky. That's all I always thought.
Oh, okay.
What were they? Was it jujubes?
Like candy?
Yeah, I think that's right. He's feeding birds. He's it's like the mad bird disease. He's feeding them. Okay, all right. Stupid joke. Okay, here we go. So even if you didn't know that Adrian had died, we get there very quickly. Like it's like a matter of moments into the film. You're gonna get it anyways.
The production designer's name is Franco Giacomo Carbone. Boy, is that an Italian name. I love that.
Absolutely. There it is, Adrian Balboa. So it's very sweet, he kisses the graves, has his thoughts and prayers for Adrian, puts his chair back. And I always think that's amazing nobody ever takes that chair. He puts it in the tree, and nobody ever takes it. I mean, I don't know why somebody, but you know how kids can go through the graveyard, take
Mhm.
teenagers at night or whatever. But
It's meant to show us that this is a daily occurrence.
is it daily or week? Is it? I can't
Or
remember. Is
I think
regular.
regular? Yeah.
I swear there's a reference at some point where he says he goes there every day.
Oh, okay, probably.
That what you said, leaving the chair, reminds me of there's a scene in Gangs of New York where the police officer takes like his gold watch and hangs it in the middle of the 5 Points, which is like a crime infested rough area. And people are like, aren't you worried people will take it? They're like, no, they know it's mine.
There you go. Yeah, that's what Michael said here. People respect Miss Rocky's chair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if Thunderlips comes around the corner, Paulie takes that chair and I don't sweat you and smashes Hogan over the back again.
That's actually a reconstructed chair. That is the one he used against Thunderlips. He glued it back together.
Yeah, that's right. Very nice music by Conti, you know that.
Mhm.
They had to find a tree low enough for sliding.
It's the perfect tree.
Yeah, it's like. Anyways, and now time goes by fast, too fast.
Too fast.
Yeah, not fast enough. Your kid should have been here.
That's all right, boy.
No, it ain't all right.
You know, the kid gets a little busy sometimes.
He don't get that busy.
Well, let's not talk about it here, okay?
So they're saying that the kid should have been here. So obviously this is the yearly event that takes place, the yearly remembrance. So that's what's sort of confusing is like, does he do this yearly or daily or regularly? But today is in particularly, it's the day of her death is the insinuation.
It's part of the tour.
This is the Rocky tour I want to go on, Adrian's death tour.
Yeah, you can have a competing tour.
Go to all the favorite Adrian spots: the pet store, and
the skating rink. Even though
that's where they go.
You're gonna have to fly. It's gonna be a little less compact than Mike Kunda's tour because you're gonna have to fly to LA to go to the skating rink that's probably not there anymore.
You go to Tough Gym too. She had a lot of time in there. Remember when all the men were looking at her? She got a little uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. She really liked that training sequence in Tough Gym.
Well, I mean, when she first walked in. She got a little bit. All the men were looking at her. She did that. Remember, she did that. What? She like touched her.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh my!"
I would love if they go back to Tough Gym and Rocky and Paul. Rocky goes, "Remember when your sister got all scared of those black men looking at her?"
She weren't scared, Rocco.
She was turned on.
Hey, woman.
That's right. Yeah, they could go to the steps. You remember when Clubber yelled, "Hey, woman"? That would be awesome. The worst tour for Adrian, all over weird bad scenes tour. That would be a good director's cut there.
You guys, maybe I should start a tour as Adrian and dress up as Adrian.
Oh,
we should have the Adrian confronts Blackman tour. So you have like where her and Duke confronted each other. You have the steps. You have Tough's Gym.
Oh, and then you have her in the kitchen or the dining room talking to Apollo about, I just care about you both.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll get the coffee with her New York accent in Philly.
Yeah.
You're coming tonight, right?
I'm working. I took the tour the last 3 years.
I know, but it's the anniversary.
Fine. You got my word.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I owe you, Paulie.
So, I took the tour the last 3 years. Yeah, I know, but it's her anniversary. So, does he take the tour nightly? Anyways, whatever.
Well, I know that could be taken a few ways, unless this is like the 10-year anniversary.
Or maybe that's just him reiterating that this is important.
Yeah,
this
true.
Isn't just a tour. This is the anniversary. Like, we got to do this. But yeah, it could be he does it more often. Not every day, but like like every 6 months or every quarter or something. I don't know.
Ways back at the grave, which will be a call.
So sad.
Yeah. It's a nice shot of Philly there. It looks a little cleaner there.
The train, it's comforting a little bit. Like it's
you're downtown. You're not in South Philly.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the nicer buildings Rocky's character's ever been in on screen, right?
Yeah, where they showed there is the
Financial district.
30th Street train station.
Mm.
That where it's right. Well, the 30th Street train station is right by that building, or it is that building actually. So I don't think that's the building he really goes in, but I know that because I had to go to that train station
Okay.
Hmm.
in real life, like the year after this film came out.
Oh.
I mean, it's pretty interesting that Rocky knows like exactly when his son will walk through the lobby. Just like that's amazing timing. Like, if Robert been 5 minutes early, 5 minutes late.
Well, he is
Like,
late. 'Cause
Yeah,
he's
he
gotta
looks
get
like he's in a
picked up and
rush.
late.
that's right. So Rocky,
He's
that's
got
interesting.
lucky. It's a movie.
Yeah, he got
right?
lucky. Yeah, maybe he's just hoping to catch him, and he did because Robert was late. That's right.
I think it's probably 9 or 8 o'clock or something like that. Probably 8. So it's like I'll just show up around 8. So I'll probably catch him.
Yo, Robert. Hey, what's going on? Where have you been? You're late. No, I don't want to hear this. Look, your job performance is nowhere near good enough to be pulling this. I don't give a damn who your father is. You understand me?
See, that's a weird line there. I don't give a damn who your father is. You understand me?
Okay, so he says later in the film that the fact that he's a Balboa is the only one of the reasons people deal with him in the first place. Like he does something in finance, it seems, and so probably like he pulls in clients because like they see the last name, and like he's popular with his coworkers in part because of the last
Baby
name.
Rocky.
Yeah, so it's like he's known as being Rocky's son, which is kind of the problem.
Well, yeah, I understand, but just the whole idea too, like okay, a lot of celebrities' kids, they just have jobs and like it's just odd that. Yeah, I guess.
Well, he must not be very good at it. And
Yeah,
he's
I guess
late or
so.
whatever. And so his boss is like, "Ugh, God, this spoiled rich kid, he's Bobo's kid. But okay, a couple of things about this. Have you ever had anyone shake their finger in your face like
No,
that?
I've been in a workplace where they haven't shook a finger in my face, but I've had someone be ruder than that to me at work, like a higher up.
Yeah,
Okay.
And
that's
it's
not
like,
good.
but it's like, yeah, this is pretty unprofessional. This guy to be like wagging his finger at him like that. Like that guy's such an asshole.
Well, but he comes down. This is the lobby of the building, not their
Yeah.
office. You'd wait until Robert came into their office.
Yeah, a good
space.
boss would be like, "Hey, look, man, like we can't have you coming in late.
Mhm.
If like we'll consider disciplinary action if this keeps happening because on top of this, you also have performance issues. Like you could lay it out. Like you could have a problem with it being late, but it's like pointing his finger and talking to him like he's a kid. He's like, man, this guy must fucking suck to work for.
Well,
Oh yeah, I'd hate it.
it's for the audience. Like in real
Yeah.
life, he wouldn't come down to the lobby.
Yeah,
He
right.
would,
What's he doing down there?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
waiting for Robert. He's like, oh, Robert's not here yet. Let me ambush him in the lobby.
Yeah, it's
Plus
so
he's-
that Rocky can see it. That's why it's happening.
Although, like, he could be one of these assholes where it's like he's late too, but it's okay because he's the boss type of
Of
thing.
course.
You know?
Yeah, the finger in the face. I'm at the age and stage in my life because I am old now and I'm close to retirement. So if I ever have a superior at this stage of my life in my career put their finger in my face, I would say take that effing finger out of my face right now. I absolutely would.
yeah.
Absolutely would.
That
So-
always happen. They never do that to you when you're older, right? Like
That's
they
the
always
thing.
they always do it to people they could get away with. Like someone
Mhm.
like Robert who's like young and struggling, so he's not like because like if he was doing really well, and then that guy points the finger in his face, he'd be like, "All right, you're gonna do that. I'm out of here," and you're gonna lose someone who's like a good performer. But this guy knows he doesn't perform and he doesn't like him anyway, so he's just gonna like bully him.
But he's being a dick to him, and then 2 seconds later, he's gonna be like sucking up to his dad, like, "Oh, go
course.
take a picture with me and your dad."
I was like, "Your son has the misfortune of working for me." I'm like, "Ah, you have a little bit of self awareness."
Mhm. But he's a different person in front of Rocky.
Oh yeah. Well, which is
And
like.
And Rocky knows that. We'll see that
Yeah.
because he sees this whole play out. So he sees the duplicitousness
Mhm.
of the situation.
Well,
Yes, yes,
it's
yes.
like guys like this that is how they are.
Mhm.
Like they're nice to you
To
if
get
it's,
something.
like- yeah, but like say they're at a restaurant ordering food, they're going to be a fucking asshole to whoever the server is
Mhm.
because like in their mind the server doesn't like get them anything. right? Like they don't have to be nice to the server. The server has to be nice to them.
Right.
And then if there's something in it for him, then he turns on the being nice thing.
Yep.
Ugh, I hate that so much.
I do too.
Mm-hmm. Louise brings up a good point that emasculation is a time-honored tradition in corporate America.
Mm-hmm. I love how you
Katie
put
used to
that.
be a guy. That's a little known fact.
What's that? I missed.
I said Katie used to be a guy. Like that's like
Oh.
how bad you get emasculated. And I'm glad you guys didn't hear me. I'm like, holy shit, that joke fell flat.
Well, that's what Katie was before she changed. All right.
That's Keith. His name was Keith originally, and he was so emasculated. He's now Katie. And
I was gonna say, what was Katie's name? Keith. That's good.
I hate the name Keith. No offense if your name is Keith.
I'll say Kyle then. That's a good K name, I think. But
Kyle is a good K name.
Yeah.
In fact, we're the same person.
Oh wow.
Yes, exactly.
Michael says, my office now is the usual response to this. Yeah. All right.
All right, now get out of here.
Now get out of here.
Jesus Christ.
Get out of here, he says. And then Robert says, thank you, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yo.
Dude, after you just witnessed that, you would not stop him to make him more late. No parent would do that, right?
I don't think he heard I don't know if he heard it so much as saw it. Yeah, he saw the ass chewing, but I don't know if he quite caught the dialogue. But you're right. If he caught the dialogue, that could be partly why, too, Robert's a little bit like, holy smokes, I've just got chewed out by my boss, and I'm late, and I got my dad who,
Hey, how you doing?
Hey. What's up, champ? Caught me off guard.
No, I caught you off guard. I wanted to catch you before you got too busy.
Yeah, it gets busy up there.
So how you doing?
Real good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah, how you doing?
yeah, real good.
Hey, listen, you want to go out and get some coffee?
Kind of behind. Maybe later.
Imagine if you
That'd be great.
Sorry.
He was like, yeah,
What's
let's go.
Okay.
well, that's what I mean. Maybe he doesn't know that he's late. So, like, he should have said, that's a great idea. I'm actually already late today. That's a normal response. Like, I'm already in trouble for being late, Dad. But yeah, let's do coffee when I'm not so busy. It sounds good. But I know.
That'd be an awesome quit move. It's like, you know what? Let's go for coffee. I'm not coming back. I'm going for coffee. It's like when Dad says he's gonna get some milk and never comes back, type of thing. Robin's gonna go get coffee, never come back.
Never come back. That's awesome.
It's like when you're a teenager and you're late for curfew, and you're like, well, I'm already late. I might as well stay out partying even later. Like I'm already in trouble.
And then you don't really have that much fun partying because it's like in the back of your mind how fucked you are.
Now he says, come by the restaurant tonight. I'll have something made for you. So at this point, as an audience, I don't think I knew about the restaurant. So they were like, what? Come by the restaurant?
Good point.
I will have something made for you. Yeah.
But we also see, 15 years later, everybody still is like, yo, Rock, how's it going, champ? Everybody still recognizes Rocky. So we see that.
For sure. Think of Tyson or Ali or Foreman. That would happen their whole life. Yeah.
Okay. I seem to remember in Rocky 5 talking about how people were not that respectful of Rocky when he came back. Like some people were, but like maybe that was just my thought. I never said it, but it seems like people like Rocky a lot more now.
I have a theory.
Than they did in Rocky 5. Okay, what's your theory?
No, it's not a joke. It's actually real. It's real. Because those are the people he grew up with, in a sense.
Ah, yes. This is like downtown where it's like people,
strangers.
Of course, people, because he's the people's champion. He was a super likable champion.
He wasn't the neighborhood champion per se. Because he loves. I used to have my kids have a punching bag. So like those people.
And he did ditch the neighborhood and only came back when he couldn't afford it.
That's right.
But yeah, outside of the neighborhood, I like that theory. See, I'm on your side, Ryan. I'm on your side.
Also, I seem to remember us bringing up the unrealistic point that Apollo feels like he's out of the spotlight.
Yeah, that was weird. There's no way.
They're not calling my name anymore. Yes, they are.
I feel like with Apollo, his expectations are probably super high. Where it's like he probably expected the exact same level of stardom, if not more, than when he was champ. And it's like, the
ladies aren't lining up around my dressing room anymore.
Well, that's just it. Yeah, you're right. He's not getting the shouts. The crowd's not popping the way you see in the ring. But there's no way somebody of his status was like the Muhammad Ali character or person
Mhm.
that people wouldn't say, hey champ. Like it's just that he's not getting cheered every time he walks down the street. It's a different experience being champion in the ring than outside the ring for sure.
Y'all have to edit this, Ryan.
Oh geez,
You still got pussy though, as evidenced by Adonis being there. Because that was at the same time, right?
Yeah, he got it with one of the dancers. That's the only timeline that works. The age that Adonis was born, one of those dancers was pregnant during the dance routine. That's for sure. We never find out who it was, dude.
Like
we
the
never
day
find
before,
out.
like she was impregnated the day before the fight. Is that what you mean?
Well, yeah, it wasn't after.
No, I guess. No, I meant like it could have been some girl back in LA. Or that's why I assumed it was.
Right. No, it probably was LA. It probably wasn't Vegas. So that's where that fight was held, right? Yeah, you're right. Kind of likes that.
Oh, that was a good joke.
Well, it's always when people say like, "Oh, here's a picture from when I was younger." You know what I say to that? Well, you can't have one when you're older.
Well, you can have a picture of present you.
No, it's always in the past.
That's right.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, you're always technically younger.
Yes, that's why it's a funny thing that we say. Well, I understand they're saying I'm much younger, like but it's just a stupid joke. It's a dad joke. You can take it if you want. But anytime someone says to you, "Hey, can I show you a picture of so-and-so when I was younger?" I said, "Well, I don't think you can show me a picture of when they're older." That's my joke, anyways. You can take that, people. You can use that. I got plenty of dad jokes. I'm happy to share.
You know, you ought to come by the restaurant tonight. I can have something made special for you.
Tonight I can't. I got plans. A few of the guys get together, you know.
Did I do something wrong?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know exactly what I mean, but I just think that, like, when I come here, you don't feel so comfortable, and I certainly don't want to do that.
When I come here, not when I came here.
Like this has happened before.
Yes, this has happened before. So, two things. Now, Rocky, if you sense your son's uncomfortable about you being here, then maybe meet him somewhere different to see if his attitude's the same. So maybe it's not the location; it's your relationship. Because he's placing the location as the issue. So maybe he doesn't want to be visited at work. I don't know how many people want to be visited.
I wouldn't. I would not like my dad showing up at my work.
No, I don't think it's meant to. I don't think it's meant to be literal. I think he just means wherever. When I call you, when I come to your, whenever I approach you. I don't think he literally means when I come to your office. But
it's the writing. I love Sly, but sometimes his dialogue is so. And I don't know if it's Sly, just not right, or if it's Rocky. You know, like is Sly purposefully writing obscure?
But it's like setting up because the last time we know they made up and they're going to the art museum together. So what has happened in the last 15 years? You know,
well, the death of the mom.
Yes, and so it's just showing us that they don't have the best. Something happened in the last 15 years.
Well, it's the death of Adrian, which is never. It's never, but it's the only thing because you're right. They made up if you look at the movies as the canon, right? The canon is they were fantastic at the end of part 5, and all of a sudden you're watching this. If you're watching this series like for the first time right now, like next chapter, you're as a viewer, you're like, what the hell happened? Well, the only thing that's happened is the death of the wife and mother, Adrian. And that could cause, that was the fracture. That was the thing that kind of, Adrian was she was the constant, she was the glue. Or just him getting older. I don't know.
I think it's probably a combination. He's an adult now and he's trying to make it on his own, but it's really hard in Philly. And he brings that up. He's like, you cast a large shadow. Like,
that's what I was going to say. Like, he seems to be resentful of his dad because like you have a name like that and you're being compared to your dad all the time, even though you're in boxing. But like that kind of comes up where it's like, I want to be my own person. Like every time someone sees me or hears sees my last name, they think of my dad or they don't think of me. And I'm a very different person than my dad. Yeah. Or they're always asking like questions with my dad. Like, are people friends with me because they want to be friends with me? Are clients seeing me because they want to see me? Or is it just like I'm a novelty to them because I'm a Balboa? And I think maybe that builds over time. Like the relationship probably was hurt by Adrian. Like I agree with Ryan, but in addition to that, a lot could happen between Rocky 5 and Rocky Balboa. And like, even if you don't have a big fight, it's like, if you don't put the work into a relationship, if there's something that's not quite right, it kind of degrades over time.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you're right, because that is the gist of that whole big speech. That is the point of that big speech, is where he talks about how you've got to, you got to go out and get what you're worth. That's the whole point of that. Like, you can't keep saying it's me, it's him, it's somebody else. Your success and your failure has nothing to do with me. It's up to you. So that's the whole point. Yeah.
Well, and I kind of wondered, I'm like, well, why'd you come back to Philly? Why didn't you, wherever you went to college, why didn't you just stay in that state, town, whatever? But Balboa is extremely unique. It's not like their last name is Miller.
Okay, and the one last thing, we'll go with a couple of the comments here, they're great. But one last thing is, again, though, we go from Rocky Balboa to Creed Part 1, and they're separated again. He won't even see his grandkid.
He went off to Vancouver.
So what happened again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so weird. These two just can't figure it out. At the end of the...
You know what, though? Like, I don't know what your guys' relationship is with your parents. Like, I get along with both of my parents, but
I have good ones.
I get along with one of my parents more than the other.
Mama San, are you listening? Is she listening?
And so it's like, and it's not like I don't get along with my other parent, but it's just like sometimes you just click with one parent more than you do another. Of course. Parent. He probably clicked with his mom, right? Because he's kind of more like his mom, and like he just doesn't click with his dad. Like, they're just not like compatible that way, I don't think.
Well, your same-sex parent, there tends to be, not that this happens with me, but like if your same-sex parent is super successful in something, then there's automatically like a competition.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's
if he was a girl,
that's why I'm a failure at most things, so my kids can have a good life. I don't cast a shadow.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm taking a dive for you guys.
Right.
Appreciate it.
If he was a girl, I don't think there'd be this much animosity.
Oh, she would be wrapped around Rocky, probably. Mm-hmm. I know it sounds cliche, but yeah,
that's so common though. Like my daughter's a daddy's girl for sure, and there's so many other daughters like that.
But like if Adrian was like a famous actress or a famous supermodel and they had a girl, it'd be the same. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the same-sex parent successfully.
Adrian never could become a model. She never figured out how to take off her glasses until Rocky told her to. Then she became hot when she took off her glasses.
I've heard with like Italians, like that, like in general, like Italian moms like really dote on you a lot.
The sons,
like, the sons. And then the Italian fathers are like fucking rough, man. So it's like maybe having a bad relationship with your son is that's just part of the culture.
Well, it's stereotypical. The moms spoil the sons and the dads spoil the daughters. And that's the stereotypical Italian, Jewish too. Like there's stereotypical
Italian thing that like you live at home till you're married. So it's like it's not uncommon for like 30-something-year-old Italian guys to still live with their parents. Like that's an old world thing too, actually.
It is, yeah. I mean, that's like a lot. It's an immigrant thing too, like a lot of other societies.
Michael from the Screeners podcast, he agrees with us in general. That, it's a combination of the death of Adrian and Robert living under the shadow. Louise has a question for you, Katie. I don't know if you caught that. Louise says, Katie, is this Rocky finally too old for you, or does he still compel you?
I still would, yeah.
Wow, would we have a would? Creed Part 1?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Now, admittedly, he does look better now. Like his hair situation is better now than in this, but he has a better body. I don't know. He's too beefy in this too. I don't really like that, but if I can't have, I would just picture the 85 version.
Yeah, you just have to dim those lights, use your imagination.
Like, call me Adrian.
I'd still take Brigitte Nielsen from Creed 2. So I'm with you.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. No, she's a hot older woman. Yeah.
She's a G-MILF. All right.
I wouldn't. That's not my forte.
I guarantee you, because she's like got a sex appeal. If she came on to you in a bar, Kyle, and you weren't married, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. A couple beers in me, I might see things differently.
You throw a big shadow.
There you go. Throw a big shadow. Oh, right. So he's already referring because he said about 10 different people say hi to Rocky. So that's why he did that hand motion. With Milo did that hand motion saying, look around you. You're casting everywhere. People are saying hi, Rocky. Hi, Rocky.
Big shadow.
You're not going to get anything done down here, Robert. Well, if you're not going to introduce me, then I will. Hi, I'm William Thomason.
How you doing?
Your son has the misfortune of working for me.
It's a good job.
You know, I gotta tell you, I've told Robert about 20 times that I wanted to meet you, and I guess you're pretty busy, which isn't a bad thing, is it?
I get a little
Hey, look,
tired.
grab a shot, will you, please?
I get a little tied up.
He just so happens to have a camera because this is before camera phones,
No, that's a
apparently.
camera phone.
That's a camera phone. It's a
Is
camera
it?
phone.
It's like a
Yeah.
camera, just a bullshit flip phone camera.
Is
like,
it? Okay, I thought it was like a camera. Okay.
Notice
one where you
how he
had-
doesn't ask Rocky to take the picture. He's
Yeah.
taken. He's just like, hey, Robert, you're going to take this picture. And hey, Rocky, you're going to be in the picture. Like, I'm
Yeah.
calling the shots here.
May not get this chance again. Us old war horses have got to stick together, don't we?
The old horses,
I'll
yeah.
tell you.
I mean,
Whoa. It's a good thing it's not your left.
this makes very popular with people.
Did he say something about his left? What did he say?
Yeah, I thought that was a good line. Good thing it's not your left. Like he recognized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Southpaw,
He knows.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he knows Rock is. It's like he might be a real fan. Legit, maybe he's a jerk. He's a jerk, but he's also a real fan of this guy. So you could be both things.
And Rocky's
Like-
seeing that this person has asked Robert several times to meet
20
him.
times. That's
Yeah.
a good trivia question. Oh, that'd be how many times did Robert's boss ask him to? Yeah, 20 times. There you go. That might be a future question.
Maybe.
3.
Well, finally we get to meet. Oh, look, I got to get going. It was nice to meet you face to face. All right, you take care of yourself. Robert, I'll see you later.
I gotta get going. I changed my plans for tonight.
Well, that'd be great. I'm looking forward to
Okay.
it. Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
The awkward hug in front of. This is a very busy place, by the way. There are people just bustling everywhere, up and down the escalators.
Well,
This is
it's
a
an
busy
office building, right?
I know. I guess it's just bustling. It's like a
It's the morning
Grand Central
rush, you know?
Station. What's that?
It's the boarding rush.
Yeah.
I
Nobody,
noticed
here's the nobody's at work. Everyone's leaving or going. Like who's in
coming
the
or
building?
going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed he doesn't kiss him on the mouth this time.
He should go in for the kiss again. And Mila's like, ugh. Give me. Oh man, that's funny.
And do not let those numbers drive you crazy.
Too late.
Use an eraser. Get rid of all of them.
It's cute.
Yeah. Yeah, he said, well, because in that moment right there, he's actually happy. Oh, yay, my son's going to see me tonight. He's actually kind of happy. He's sort of giddy that Robert's
Yeah.
going to come visit him. Yeah.
You guys. Hey,
And
Robert
he
looks-
sees tons more
yeah.
people.
Getting his autograph. And Rocky gives him a punch. Yo, hey, see you later, kid.
He just has a kind of a bad attitude. Like, dude, that's awesome. You're a Balboa. I don't know.
Now, yeah, we'll just mute it here. But of course, this is the classic scene here of Rocky going through the market, affiliate market, getting the food for the big dinner. For what's interesting, he's grabbing the ingredients that he's going to make his son. That's what we're led to believe here. This is the special meal that he's going to make Robert.
Oh, I assumed this was a regular activity that he
Well,
does like farm to table at his restaurant.
Well, slow down. He does come here all the time, but I think I always just thought it was him also
Okay.
getting special ingredients
That's-
as well.
Yeah, you're
for
probably
his,
right. Yeah.
but he knows he's here all the time getting food for his restaurant because he grabs a lot. You're right. He doesn't grab for one meal, but I always like to think maybe I
No, you're probably right. But I like that. Yeah, we're like he gets like fresh local food for his restaurant. I like that.
yeah, it's local, fresh, and
Yeah, he
'cause
bought a bunch of
there's-
stuff there.
Yeah, I probably read too much into it, as I usually do with these films. But that being said, I heard, I think all those people, of course, are just people there working. This is a nod to the first original film of him just going in the Italy alley. Like, those are all real workers. He was just interacting with
Oh,
people.
cool.
Yeah. He was saying like we had to get in and out quick before I get swarmed by people, because he's
Yes,
like
Michael.
Rocky is considered like a person in Philly. Like
Yeah,
like Sly, he's Rocky to Philadelphians. So
right. I probably read too much into it. You're right. It's just ingredients for his restaurant. ... There's a small part of me that thought he was getting food as well, maybe ingredients for his son.
Yeah, he might have
still be
like on
true.
this day gotten something special.
Yeah. But his van is full of old ingredients. I like that they're all fresh. They're in the baskets and stuff like that. And yeah. And then I just love how it's him that does it. You know, he doesn't order his staff to do it or anything. It's
Mhm.
him. Probably saves money, obviously, doing it himself. And it also shows his own personal touch or care for the
Mhm.
restaurant that he picks. Yeah. Well, we'll stop it
Can't
there.
fight, I bet
Oh,
he can
go ahead.
cook.
Yeah, that's
Say it
right.
again. Say it again. What?
If you can't fight, I bet he could cook.
I totally forgot about
That's a
that.
great callback, actually. You're right.
Good call. Yeah.
Though we find out later it was Spider Rico that cooks, or he went down there.
Yeah.
To cook.
Yeah, Spider Rico knocked out, but he could cook.
No, it was like Juan or Jose that's the chef, but Spider
right.
Rico washes dishes.
Italian food by a couple Mexicans.
That's good. I love it. Okay, we're gonna stop it there. There it is. Adrian's restaurant, made in 1990 or established in 1995. So she got the woman's cancer just 5 years after that street fight.
Mhm. So she's
That's
been
it.
dead at least 11 years, right?
11 years. Yeah, 11
Mhm.
years. Oh,
She
you're
did-
right.
She
It was,
died in no, she's dead 4 years because it says on the gravestone she died in 02.
oh, that's right. So
And
they had the
then-
Oh,
restaurant
so they
running.
had this together.
They did do it
Yeah.
together. Yeah,
So she probably did.
Oh.
She probably used to be the one buying the food, and she probably
that's
was like
right.
maybe not doing all the cooking, but like kind of managing the cooks and like
Creating the menu because you're gonna love Adrian's cooking if you like
It-
garlic or something.
Yeah.
it's weird
much
too
garlic.
because like he's the draw for that restaurant, right? Like people come there so he can like tell fight stories and things like that.
Mhm.
But it's not called Rocky's; it's called Adrian's. So
Yep.
like maybe she didn't intend for it to be that way, but then he's like, "Let me help out at the restaurant," and then like it helped
Mhm.
help it become
That's-
successful. But then it's like all Rocky themed. Like if you go inside, it's like Rocky shit everywhere.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm trying to think now. We never get any indications. So yeah, the death date of Adrian was 2002.
Okay.
So they had 11, 12 years together after the street fight. So that's okay. Good run. They had this restaurant together for 7 years before she passed. So it would have been interesting to see or some like how was it run under Adrian's
Mhm.
direction, because you're right about him telling the stories. Maybe he always did. Maybe that was kind of the draw. There was Adrian's restaurant, but run by the husband wife ran it. And of course, that husband is Rocky, and that drew people into the restaurant. So he's regaling tales as a host. Who knows? Yeah.
I like Michael's comment here that Rocky's character would have named it after Adrian and not after himself. Like that tracks.
It
Yeah.
does, but I can see Adrian being like, "Well, why is I don't want it." Like she would feel self-conscious about it being.
She would have been self-conscious about it too. You're
Mhm.
right. She'd
I
been
wonder-
very. Yeah.
I wonder if there wasn't all that Rocky stuff when Adrian was working there.
Mhm.
Like I wonder if like he kind of had to rebrand it a bit, like after she passed away.
I wonder because don't forget she helped decorate his apartment because he didn't know how to decorate. She, Asianized it, and I wonder what the talk was about laying out the rest. Yeah, too bad we'll never know unless they write a novel about that.
And
years.
then Robert was probably in college when she passed away.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was
Like
4 years
4 years
previous. To
ago?
this, yes, right. 4 years previous to this event because Robert. We worked out that Robert's age is 28, 29. That's right. So he would have been 25.
Well,
when
he would have
Adrian
been out of college, but barely.
died. Yeah. Okay, you ready for the answers? Because I actually don't know the answers.
Okay.
I do not know the first one. I made a guess, but it's like
I made a guess too. I have
don't
a
even
guess
know the
too.
scene.
Yeah, you do. You know this name.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, don't say the
think-
character's name because I do have my answer. And it's
They
gonna
don't
be
have a
wrong.
name.
Oh,
No, man, I have no idea.
then I have no idea.
No idea.
Or
So what's
maybe
your
one of
answer?
them has a name, but the other one doesn't.
Okay, what's the scene? Remind me of the scene without saying characters.
It's
then. What
those
was-
shitty people at the bar. Oh, you think you're better than me? You can't buy us a drink. And at the bar when he meets little
Oh.
Marie, and then he goes out. It's like a
Oh,
girl. I think
yes.
she says her name is Angie, but the guy doesn't
You're right, it's
have a
Andrew.
name. But it's those
good,
people.
Good call. Wow, Rocco coming out of the gate with a big one.
You
What is the
I was
answer?
like, pig. I'm like, I was thinking of like when Polly brought meat back. Someone said something.
Yeah,
like that.
I thought he was
I'm
talking
like,
about the beat in his
Oh.
character.
I'm like, I
thought
don't
the same-
remember that. I don't
No, there's-
remember them saying that, but I just put Rocky because I'm like, did Rocky say that? Like, who said that?
There's some weirdness, like making fun of Little Marie, but the actress is like not ugly or fat, so I don't know what the deal
Jealous.
is.
She's jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
can
so the
hear
answer-
her say the pig thing now. Now that
Mhm.
you say that, fuck.
Well, here's the
well.
answer. I haven't looked yet, so when you're ready, I'll reveal the answer. So, who says, "What are you doing with that pig?" Now it makes sense. Angie from Lucky 7 Bar. There you go, Katie, coming in strong.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure Angie was like a Philly local. That
She was a real person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rumor is that Sly saw her around production and loved the fact that she was such a character, is what I'll say. That he cast her for that role, that she was literally off the street type. You want to be that person you are on screen.
Think he slept with her?
No,
No, I'm just he was with Flavin. I think that.
yeah.
Okay, what is Little Marie's kid nickname? What was his real name again in real life? I forgot.
Stevenson.
That's right. That's why he's called Steps. That's right.
I'm gonna leave this in the steps.
Steps. What is the name of Mason Dixon's manager that asks Rocky to fight Dixon at Adrian's restaurant? Now, again, I have a name, but it's not right because I think
Lou?
of Italian. Oh, that might be it.
It's like Lou Bella or Lou something.
Oh,
Henry's Lou.
good call. I had no idea. I put Frank.
I just said Tony again. It's like I got too many Tonys, but I can't remember. Oh, you're okay. What is it? Okay? Well, it's up to Katie. I'll leave it up to Katie. But it's LC Luco.
Oh, yeah, no.
No,
Okay. All right.
I never in a million years would have got that.
Yeah. So again, AJ Benza played him. I interviewed AJ Benza. Number 4. Who says, "Oh well, he don't believe in you. Welcome to my world, buddy."
Yo,
Robert.
buddy.
Is it Robert
And
or
I got this
Mason?
one. Thank goodness I got
Is
this
it
one.
Mason? Who
Okay,
is
I'll
it?
tell you before I give you the answer. I had a feeling that, and I'm right. I had a feeling who it was, but the part "buddy" threw me off. It was said by Paulie.
Yeah. In the meat house.
What was?
Yeah,
like
yes.
the stuff in the basement?
Yeah, it was that scene.
conversation.
Well,
but
who's
I've
he
just never
saying
heard
it to? I can't.
Rocky.
He don't believe in you. Meaning, who's he referring to?
Robert.
Like when Rocky takes the fight, he was talking about how
That Robert didn't
people
agree
don't-
with it, or
yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I remember I said I think I know the scene, but I don't remember Buddy. It doesn't seem like Paulie wouldn't call but if Paulie called Rocky Buddy. That threw me off. That's what I mean.
I can see why that. I had no idea. Like I can't picture the scene. So
2 for 4. I'll take it. Last one. Who says to beat this guy you need speed? You don't have it, of course.
Duke. All right. Did we all get 3 out of 5?
I got 3. Kyle, you taking score still?
Yeah, I got 3.
We all got
as well.
3. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We all
Wow,
got 3.
Rough.
We're tied.
All right. Well, that was fun. It feels good to do the trivia again. Like, of course, I knew that I didn't forget last week because Kyle wasn't here. I knew we'd have to wait for Kyle to be here, of course.
Mhm.
I was very excited, though I forgot we only did 5. You guys reminded me very quickly when I read the 6th one. We might have to do more if we don't have as many episodes. But this one was fun. Thanks so much for everyone who joined us live and watched us on the visuals and all that good stuff. Unfortunately, Kyle, this episode is over.
I didn't hear no bell.